Hi there, I'm about to demonstrate a little tutorial on making holes in your mesh using opacity maps and some inside or flipped parts of a cylinder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a barrel, something like this, and I will make these holes all the way around the barrel in this kind of formation, and yeah, they'll go all the way around. And for each hole, basically the holes will be made up with an opacity map, kind of spaced out, something like that, so the texture can repeat, something like that. It's good, wrapped around the barrel. And then I will make a cylinder. I'll take away the top and I'll take away the bottom, and then I'll flip the normals of this side so that you're really just seeing the inside part from all angles, and those will be placed where the holes are and copied around, and that should give a decent finish on a barrel for maybe parts of guns, etc. Okay, so I'll start off in Max, and I'll create a simple cylinder in the top view. I'll just drag one down like that. I don't need any height segments. Number of sides I'll have as 12. I can convert the cylinder to editable poly. Take away the top, take that round, and take away the bottom. In fact, I'll keep the bottom. I'll keep the bottom part in. Yeah, I'll just take away the top. Changing my mind again. I'll inset the top, so it's actually like that part of a gun, and I'll extrude the top in as well, just a bit there. I'll delete that part bit. Okay, so that could be the firing end of a gun barrel, and this would be the connected end to the rest of the gun. Turn the grid off here by pressing G. Okay, so the first thing I really want to do is get the texture onto it, and it will just be to affect the opacity. So I will save this, save as a Max file, create a new folder, GunBarrell. Okay, so with that part done, I'm just going to hide the selected object. I will create a plane here. Pretty much perfect square. So I'll just zoom right in, use my snap setting, create my plane over the middle axis there, and I'll 1 by 1 length. I'll change that to 200. Okay, and I shall go into smooth and highlights mode for this. I'll colour this white, and I'll go ahead and make some more little cylinders. Yeah, roughly about 10 units in radius, and I'll colour that black. And I'll just copy, just using the shift key whilst moving. I'll just copy them and put them in place. I really want to move these out one more. just freeze this back part so I don't copy it. I'll take these three, holding control to select multiple objects, and shift and move to copy and paste them. And one's here. Okay, so we should have one grid unit in between these, each circle vertically, horizontally, and a bit more between them that way. Here I think there's two. Okay, and that's kind of the pattern you want. It's going to wrap around with the nozzle of the gun being up here and the connection to the rest of the gun being down here. So I will now take off the snaps. It's annoying to see that little snaps thing now and again. And I'll choose save frame. So if you right click on the viewport and do show save frames, it creates this box which is relevant to the render output size. I'll want a decent texture from this, so I'll choose 256 by 256. Okay, and that basically sets up this save frame. I'll click on this so that the objects are within view, and then I'm going to zoom in just enough, just about there. I'm going to move it across a little bit, like that. What I will do actually is move this back plane. So I'll unfreeze all, zoom out a bit, and I'll just move this with the snaps on onto the right. Should make life a little bit easier. Zoom in again, zoom in again, and get it so it's roughly even all sides. I'll just do wireframe mode here. Can't really see it. 1, 2, 3. So you want it so there's 1 and 1. This part here, so it's kind of continuous. One grid space apart, the same as the rest of it, so that it will go from 2 dots back to 3 dots with this one grid spacing in between. You don't want this to leak out too much here. So when I render that, I get this map here. Now I want to save that. I'll save that in the GunBarrell as GunBarrell opacity. I'll save it as a bitmap. Okay. Okay, so with that bit done, I can select this lot and I'll just I'll group it. I'll call this opacity generator. So that's basically been done away with now. Want to unhide all and bring back this and hide the opacity generator. So hide selected. And I'll bring the freeze, the save frames back to normal, so I'll just uncheck show save frames under this top part, or Shift and F is the toggle shortcut. Okay, so I'll apply this texture, the opacity map, to the object under opacity. Yeah, find the bitmap that we outputted. Oh. Wrong folder, GunBarrell, opacity, and choose the object and apply it. I'll also check this part here so I can see it. And you can see it's a little bit stretched there. So a couple of ways I could fix that is to just narrow the barrel down. It looks something like that. All those holes are now see-through, and yeah, the UV mappings went to the back here as well, so that will need to be rectified as well. So I could do a unwrap UV, and I'll just choose this face here, close the material editor, edit the UVs, and seeing I've got it selected, I'll just right click and do detach edge verts, and that's me got this part here. And you can see I'm moving it about. I can change this to view the texture, and basically I'll just pop it in this little white area here so that it's solid colour and not see through it. You could do the same with the front part here. So I'll select the faces. Okay, and I can actually press this little add loop. There's an add ring. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. And that starts to select round there. And I'll right click and do detach edge verts. I'll actually do a mapping, flatten mapping. That's created that ring. And I'll just pop that there as well. It's not important how they look, you can put them in the right place later on. I could also stretch the UVs and whatnot to sort those holes out without affecting the geometry. So if I selected this part as the element and moved it around, I could affect it that way or scale it that way, you know. But I really want it to fill this whole area. So it's pretty seamless. Okay. Right, well, with that done now, I can create some little cylinders. So I'll save this. So I'll render it just to show you actually. You can see it's see-through. Better way to do this is to force two-sided, and you can see through it now. Just render it bigger resolution. You can see through the object now. But none of these parts has really got any depth to it. And you can see this inner part here is actually touching some of these opacity map areas, so they'll disappear more likely. So that's actually disappearing there. Yeah, I mean, if you're happy with that, that's one method of doing it. If you want some depth in there, you can create some more little cylinders. Basically take away their caps. And you would place them in place. I'll have to continue this in another video, so I'll be right back.